Hi, everyone, and welcome again. This is the 15th consecutive weekly newsletter, The Inside Scoop. Uh, and it's at my Relationship Vision website. And what my Relationship Vision website is to be your go-to relationship training resource. So if you're in touch with your need for connection and you desire to learn how to create more connection and intimacy in your life, this is what we do here. All the work that I do is about empowering the transformation of relationships by developing the relationship with yourself. So today, the topic, the title of the talk today is, what is a date anyway? What is a date anyway? So let me take you back to 20 years ago when I started this work, started this focus on relationships. I was working with predominantly a singles population of people who were in strong, desperate pursuit of connection. But what I found and what they found was that they were really ill-equipped and didn't know what to do or how to take care of themselves, because they were looking for connection in an ocean of other relationship challenged people who didn't have any role models and didn't know what to do or how to connect. So they invariably struck out over and over again. They would go out go out trying to connect and come up with nothing. And so they needed some relationship training and some orientation in terms of what to be doing the first time they meet someone, and the creative process that is when you meet someone for the first time. So it was necessary. So it was necessary for them to understand what a date is and what they're doing when they're on a date, rather than so they don't have to keep going through the same thing over and over again and get the same result. They had to understand what a date is and a working definition of the date so they could go through the process of dating with a game plan, with an idea of what they were doing and a plan of what to do during the date. So I wanted to give the working definition of a date is that a date is a time limited encounter for the purpose of which to see how you feel, see the quality of connection, and make a decision about what you want to do next. So a date, and the first time you meet someone, is really a pre-date. You're really trying to see if you want to date that person or if you want to get together again and see what you can create together. So it's the first time. It's a time-limited encounter that I recommend that it's a plan that when you're going to go out on a date, you connect with the person that you want to date with and make a plan to whatever you're going to do and wherever you're going to meet, and make some kind of agreement about what you're going to be doing. We're going to meet each other to see how we feel being together, see if we want to date, and talk about it and go from there. So the idea here is so you can practice putting yourself into a situation where you have to be on, you have to be present, and see whether engage in this process for whatever amount of time you are on, see whether you can connect, make a decision to talk about it, and then move on. So you're just getting practice, talking openly, seeing what happens, and taking one encounter at a time, and with no emotional attachment or expectations to the outcome, because all you're trying to do is to see whether you want to see the person again or not. So that is an important, it's important to understand what a date is if you're going to date. Because the idea is to kind of take a mechanical approach to it and just get practice over and over again in that space of an open-ended interaction to see what happens and go from there, see what you want to do. And this is what makes dating the ideal training ground for the rigors of an intimate relationship, because this is what is the bare minimum requirement, is to be able to step into an encounter and be able to take care of yourself, put your best foot forward, and potentiate a connection and see if there is one, and decide from there and go from there. Every date is a new beginning. You don't know what's going to happen during the time until at the end of it, in which you'll determine that and go from there. So you get into a mode of practice and gaining experience, just being present and honest and real with someone you're just meeting for the first time. Okay, so we're going to continue. I think there's more about this in terms of just understanding what a date is, making a plan and making an agreement about that. And then next time, I think we're going to talk about what happens, what are the possible situations that could happen when you're dating, and that you're going to be in all of those situations. But we're going to be talking about the 4 basic situations or scenarios that could happen, that will happen when you're dating, and the challenges they pose, each one. So I'll see you next week. Until then, yes, rely on the connections you make and the intimacy you create for sustenance. All right, take care. If you have any questions or comments, put them down there and we'll have an exchange. All right.